morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at some new cards from those mega sets. Mega Symphonia, Mega Brave, as they're called over in Japan. Mega Revolution, as the one set as a whole is going to be called over here. The most important thing is, we got Megas, and we're not talking about Megas today. We're talking about other new cards, but why don't we start off with Riolu? Because Riolu evolves into Mega Lucario, and Lucario totally is a Mega. Yay! Now, of course, we've had Lucario for a while now. We saw that card a little while back, so we're going to talk about that in a minute, but we're going to start off actually just talking about Riolu. Weirdly, they only revealed the illustration rare here, because that's the only one that was needed, and to be fair, it's actually a really quite good card. Artwork-wise, it's awesome. I don't know why he's standing on a big tower. I don't know if there's some kind of Riolu lore that I'm missing out here. If there is, as always, let me know in the comment section. But I'm here to tell you this card is actually legit. Like, this card is genuinely a little bit ridiculous. Now, I'm going to start off by telling you that we've got single energy, 30 damage, and there is text there that says it can't be used on your next turn, but I'm also going to tell you that this is a one-turn attack. Like, if you're using this attack for a second turn, something's gone terribly wrong. So no, you're not allowed to use this attack 2 turns in a row, but my counter argument here is there should be no, well, okay, maybe occasionally, but there shouldn't really be any circumstances under which you are using this attack 2 turns in a row. So frankly, don't worry about it, it will be fine. But the thing is, there's a lot of 30 HP Pokemon around right now that are relevant. We talked about this with other Pokemon recently. 30 HP is actually a very relevant amount of damage to hit. But dudes just kind of sitting there, stopping you playing item cards, trying to ruin your day. Use this. This gets a one-hit KO on Badoo. Then you can play your item cards. Carry on with your day. Cleffa, another 30 HP Pokemon which is used a bunch to help set up draw cards, things of that nature. Well, don't worry about it. This will get a straight one-hit KO on that as well. How about Joltik, that decks are using to set up and get a bunch of energy on the board early game? Don't worry. That will go down as well. 30 HP Pokemon are actually kind of legit nowadays. There are a bunch of them running around, and this will get KOs on them. But not only that, you're hitting a pretty good weakness. Now, I know Bibarel rotated out, that's not lost on me, but before it did, the optimal Bidoof was the one from Crown Zenith that protected itself on the bench. Had 60 HP. And weakness to fighting. A lot of colorless Pokemon have weakness to fighting. A lot of lightning Pokemon have weakness to fighting. A lot of darkness Pokemon have weakness to fighting. Fighting is one of the best types, maybe the best type around, for hitting multiple different weaknesses. Oh yeah! That's a thing, isn't it? Yes! Yes, it is. So, it doesn't matter if it's here now, that's not the point. This card's going to be legal for a couple of years. It doesn't matter whether we've got 60 HP fighting weak Pokemon around right now, because we could get them in the future. That is what's particularly important to me here. I mean, it is worth noting, it's not one we see played in huge numbers, but the Ditto from 151 is a 60 HP fighting weak Pokemon that does see a little bit of play right now. Yeah, that one's going down in one hit, ladies and gentlemen. Ditto's not taking more than one here. I'm not saying it's always going to be the case, but then again, look at these Eevee decks that are running around right now. They don't exclusively play the Eevee from Surging Sparks, but the fact that that lets you evolve the turn you play it means that it generally goes in at least as a one-of, and it's got 50 HP and a weakness to fighting. You will get KOs with this. There will be Pokemon that are weak and have 60 HP or less. There will be 30 HP Pokemon. And oh, yeah, this is the point where I remind you, we've not seen many cards from these mega sets. We've not seen many of them at all. But we have seen a couple. And there is one incredibly relevant card that we should be having a little bit of a chat about right now. Mega Protein. Mega Protein is an item card that reads, this turn, your fighting Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Oh. Yeah, Riolu's a fighting Pokemon. So when I tell you that this gets 30 HP Pokemon, it does, and that's true. When I tell you that this is going to be hitting a decent weakness and get a bunch of extra Pokemon with weakness, that's true. But any 60 HP Pokemon is one of this card away from being KO'd. But also, this is an item card. So, I'm not saying you're going to be hitting 150 turn 1 every turn. In fact, most of the time, you're definitely not. I'm telling you that it is possible to play 4 of these on turn 1 and hit 150 damage. I'm also telling you that you only actually need to hit 120 to be getting a one-hit KO on a Pheasantipity for 2 prizes. Now again, that means that you do need to be hitting 3 of these, and no, that's not going to happen that often, I grant you. I am also saying that you're probably going to be playing 4 of them in a Lucario deck. And if you can play a fast enough deck and go aggressive enough to hit 3 of them early, then you can be hitting 240 with weakness and getting a KO on something like a Pheasantipity. Only 2 does 90, double with 180, it's not going to be enough with your evolving basic. And I told you a minute ago that we got a lot of Pokemon that are weak to fighting. Well, that's going to count for EXs and bigger Pokemon too. Make no mistake about it, this Riolu, especially when you build in Power Protein, is going to get a bunch of KOs. I love this. I was already getting excited about Mega Lucario. I think Mega Lucario is really good. And remember, the Mega Pokemon nowadays just evolve normally. So you get your Riolu turn 1, hopefully get some cheeky KOs, if not some cheeky damage. But then you bring out your Mega Lucario turn 2, start going nuts. Mega Brave, 2 energy, 270. You can accelerate energy with Aura Jab. You can literally just use Riolu to get a bit of damage on the board and then finish it off with Mega Lucario. Make no mistake about it, this Riolu on its own is great. Evolving into Mega Lucario, oh, this is busted, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not exaggerating here. This is a ridiculous card. It is not, however, the only card that's going to be revealed from these mega sets. Why don't we have a chat about Cinderace? Not Mega Cinderace, regular Cinderace. Ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill Cinderace. Or Talonflame, because it's basically Talonflame. It's very, very similar to Talonflame. It's got that same ability whereby if it is in your hand when you're setting up for the game, you can put it down as your active Pokemon. It is very important to note that it specifically says that this can be played as your active Pokemon. It does not let you put it down onto the bench, which, to be fair, is exactly what Talonflame said. Talonflame also only let you put it face down as your active Pokemon, and this means it's kind of weird, right? Because you kind of need to play 4 in your deck to give yourself the most chance of actually having this ready to go turn 1, but then the other 3 can't go down as your active Pokemon. You can only have 1 of them. That does make it a little bit awkward. By the way, worth noting, we also had the Luxray from Crown Zenith, which had the exact same kind of thing, whereby you could put it down as your active if it was in your hand when you were setting up. I know there's a few people that were watching this going, Wassy, you've forgotten about Luxray. What about Luxray? Now, I'm just using Talonflame as an example, because Talonflame was great, and Luxray has just not really seen a huge amount of play. Okay, so you can have 160 HP Pokemon with free retreat. Don't sleep on the free retreat. Down there to start the game as your active Pokemon. Cool. What does it do? Single energy, 50 damage. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy and attach them to your bench Pokemon in any way that you like. That's actually brilliant. Talonflame let you search for any 2 cards, which was clearly really good. Luxray was worse because you only got to search for trainer cards. This lets you accelerate free energy. When this works, when you have this as your opening Pokemon, it's a single colorless energy, so you don't need to play this in a fire deck or even play it with any fire energy. This can accelerate any kind of energy. And then you just accelerate energy and off you go. This is kind of amazing. Getting free energy on the board. The 50 damage is fine. As a fun little side note, this is the exact same amount of damage that Luxray did, which is 10 more than Talonflame did. There is a type Pokemon going for here. But being able to accelerate that much energy, I mean, that's better than Turbo Energize, which only got you 2 energy out. This is free. Plus you got free retreat. Plus you got massive HP. And to be fair, they all actually go together really nicely because you put it in your active, sit there accelerating energy for as much as you like, and then when you get to the point where actually, no mate, this isn't doing it anymore, you just free retreat and bring someone else up and you go. The downside here is the downside that we've always had. You've either got to play the pre-evolutions, which kind of defeats the object of playing this, or you've got to play 4 of these knowing that you're hoping to get 1 in your opening hand, and even then it's only around about a 50% chance. The other thing to remember is that this attack, it's not that great when your opponent's up and rolling. Like 50 damage, accelerate free energy, that's not great in the mid game and it's kind of bad in the late game. Really what we want here is early game. This is an early game card. So my question to you essentially is, are you willing to put 4 of these into your deck for the chance of having 1 of them roll in turn 1? If you are, it's great. It's not always going to work. You have been warned. Also, at this point, I would be remiss if I didn't mention my boy Mamoswine, because obviously Mamoswine thrives on stage 2s and needs energy acceleration. So, yay! But then also by the same token, Mamoswine's a pretty tight deck list, wanting to play multiple stage 2s, so it's a little bit awkward, honestly, if you don't start with Talonflame and then you've got like 4 dead cards in your deck, unless you also play it with the pre-evolutions, but then you got better stage 2s you could be playing, so maybe you do it as a one-off in Mamoswine and cross your fingers. I'm skeptical, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very, 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 very skeptical. And remember, Talonflame was busted back in the day when it was legal, but Luxray did almost nothing. As a side note, if fossil decks ever become good, this is great in fossil decks because fossils don't count as basic Pokemon. So what you can basically do is just play 4 of this and your fossils, and if you don't play any other basic Pokemon, you can guarantee to start with Talonflame. Just putting that one out there. That's what you need to know. Oh, a score. Let's give it a score. I'm giving this one a very tentative 4 Wassies. There we go. Now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these cards in the comment section. Get us! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassie. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel, like the lovely Danger Morales, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross and you've been watching PTCG Radio.